You're a 12-year-old kid. You made some money with the sucker. This is the actual app right here.
I would like to
In case anybody thinks that, like, technically I know this stuff and he doesn't.
add a silent mode.
He actually knows this stuff and I don't.
Oh my god.
I'm Mike Roberts, founder and CEO of Spike from Arrival Flow, and today I'm here with my son, Sawyer. Sawyer is the founder of a company called Soy Sauce Labs. He produced and published an app to the App Store. Welcome, Sawyer.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Over Christmas break, you decided to publish an app using AI and have actually got sales. You're 12.
Yep.
So tell me, why did you decide to build this app?
For my birthday, I got an iPhone 6,
And the iPhone 6 you got is...
an ancient artifact.
It's originally you weren't disappointed, right? When you first got it, you were like, it's pink, and
No, the pink.
you like the pink. You're okay with it?
No, I don't
Okay.
like it. I just didn't find it because it had a case.
And you were kind of upset that it didn't have ChatGPT. That was kind of a big deal to you.
Yeah,
And
that's
still
big
kind of is. Isn't it? You took it to school.
Got made fun of. I got a text at school from somebody, and a group of 7th graders came up and were like, "What is that thing? It looks old."
Yeah, like did that continue to happen, or is that like an isolated case, or what?
Basically, I learned from that, and so I hold it in my backpack so that nobody sees.
You came home and you talked to your mom, and you're like, I need to get an iPhone 16. I need one to fit in.
Not fit in. It's just the phone can't do things that other phones can.
But you did push it a bit too far with your mom. And she got like mad and told me that I needed to talk to you.
Yeah.
What did I say?
That you will never get me an iPhone no matter what.
That's right. I said I will never, under any circumstances, ever buy you an iPhone ever. Ever. But you can have an iPhone as soon as you can make enough profit to get that iPhone. It has to be actual profit that you make.
And this guy over here was like, you know what? You should definitely do the hardest possible way.
The gift and the curse of having
And I was like, okay.
a software entrepreneur dad. Can you think of a faster and more effective?
Selling lemonade.
Yeah.
Literally anything.
Yeah, like you could go to like the baseball park and sell candy.
And it would take me like a week.
Yeah. So you published it, and this is actually your app in the App Store. This is a type of math facts that are decimal to fractions, fractions to decimals, decimals to percents, and fractions to percent. So like, are we saying like, what's like 0.083333 as a fraction?
112.
All right. 1/8 as a percent.
12.5%.
1/40th as a percent.
2.5%.
Right. So these things become like instantaneously fast. You have data literacy, right?
It teaches you math, but it's like adaptive. So if you get the question wrong, it just keeps giving that, ballpark of difficulty questions.
We've done flashcards since you were 18 months old.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
like
you did.
ABCs, but yeah.
No, you were doing sight words when you were that
Oh,
age.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. What I've noticed is if you can keep somebody in like about 85-90% success rate, you're getting 9 out of 10 things right. That keeps you in a state of flow, like where it's not frustrating, but it's challenging. We've done this with spelling bees. Sawyer and his brother Finley. Finley went to the state championship last year, and Sawyer was one away from making it to the state championship. This same principle of staying in the flow keeps you motivated and challenged at the same time. We're going to get into the code and all the things that you did, because like this isn't the first thing that you've ever built that's made money, but this is certainly a very impressive, polished looking thing. Just walk me through this visual design, because like you're a 12-year-old kid. I'm really impressed, and I just want to know what your secret is.
I used ChatGPT. I gave it like the colors and what I want it to look like. The 4 main colors in the app are blue, green, orange, and purple. So I just made that like the 4 parts of your brain, and it just kind of did what it does.
All right. It's like a productive world, right? Let's talk about the tools that you used from like the very beginning. So this is called Visual Studio Code. Here's all the code that you wrote. Quite a bit of it, right? What is this written in?
Mostly React Native.
React Native and TypeScript, actually, right?
TypeScript.
So how do you wind up editing this stuff? By hand or what?
No, I used Kline, which is just like an AI.
Here's Kline right here.
Yes, like an AI editor, code editor. It can even make stuff.
So if you wanted to modify this, could you just do it right here?
You could just, yeah.
What do you want to do?
Just like, well, what do you want me to edit?
Let's look at the app.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out what to edit. Here's the app. Let's see.
Yeah, this is loud. Can you?
It is. Yeah.
You can also edit the sound.
Oh, that's a good idea. So these numbers get more difficult. It just adapts, right? Why don't you walk everyone through this? What's it doing?
It's just like it started at like 1/2, and now since you've gotten so many correct, it's like giving you the harder ones
There you go.
as your streak goes up. And then once you get around like 30 or 40, it'll start getting a little impossible.
Do you think it gets impossible up there?
Not impossible. Nothing is impossible.
What's your high score?
45,698.
I think that I've reset repeatedly.
No. Yeah. That's pretty no. And then okay, yeah, it's getting a little bit interesting.
I don't know like when I should stop here. This is actually pretty addicting. Like I feel like if I ever miss something, then I'm gonna be ridiculed forever.
You will. I missed.
No! Oh no! Oh, oh no! Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. So anyway, we can go in here and it's a pretty nice looking progress report.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of see which ones you have trouble with.
That's at the bottom.
Apparently we have the most trouble.
50s. Those are like the easiest.
The one with-
No.
That's pretty good. Okay. So if we wanted to, you could make some changes right in here in Kline, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you want me to change?
What was your idea a second ago?
The sound.
Oh, yeah, you can just make it change the sound.
I know we have to import like a sound file.
Maybe you could make it so that it's got like a silent mode.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
So what we're going to do is actually make a modification to this. We'll launch it in web mode, yeah. Is it Dart/web?
No, I don't think it's slash. It's definitely not slash.
Dash?
Dash.
Why do you know this? It's incredible. Oh, look at that. Nice job, Sawyer. So in case anybody thinks that like technically I know this stuff and he doesn't, he actually knows this stuff and I don't. This is the actual app right here, and this is the dev environment. Okay. So walk us through what you do.
In the settings tab, I would like to add a silent mode that turns off all of the incorrect or correct sounds. You can just say that basically.
So what kind of a control, like a switch like this?
Yeah, okay. Make it a switch. I'm gonna say toggle switch. Toggle switch.
Nicely done. And
then you can just say enter and then boom.
This is actually a newer version than you've used. This one has the ability to auto approve. And
that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It's just going to do a jump.
Okay, that's just satisfying.
Yeah.
And like all the errors pop up and then just fixes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
See what it's doing out of silent mode state.
To settings.tsx. See that?
Mm-hmm.
It knows what to change. All right, let it go.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Done. Oh, you can see new changes? What? Oh.
Okay, so
now you just gotta refresh.
Do you think we have to just hit refresh?
Yeah,
That's it?
just refresh. And then go to settings and there should be, yep, so. Then turn it on.
First let's see if silent mode actually is it.
Okay, just get an incorrect answer.
Let's see if silent mode works.
Let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's how Kline is.
So that's how it works.
That's how it works. Smoothest thing ever.
Usually,
That's how good Kline is.
usually things are demo fails, right?
So I guess they updated it and so it made it better. I don't know.
It's gotten pretty good. Sawyer, that one of the things that's new is that each of these steps you can actually roll back to. So like,
I wish we started making the app now.
Yeah,
it
it's
would be
better.
so much faster.
Yes.
Didn't even truncate the code or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would just shorten the code. It would just be like, the rest of the code goes here. Well, I can't really just have the rest of the code go there. It would make like a switch, for example, but it wouldn't work. But that was just perfect. I'm not even planning it now.
Worked really well.
Yeah.
I mean, the hard part is coming up with the idea, figuring out like what is going to be fun, right? What should it feel like? Because it's a pretty fun, addictive thing to play, actually. I mean, like you can play it as a, you're
grown man.
Or, you're a middle school.
Right? Tween.
You like cool things. You have your Jordans and stuff like that. You get your swag.
Sure. Yep.
Skivity.
Why do you use rewrite word? I regret ever teaching Python. So.
How did you figure that out? How to make it fun?
Most math apps are made by adult men, and they don't know what fun is. They just make it feel like you're learning something. It's made by me, and I know what fun is. And you don't feel like you're learning anything, but you are. You just don't know it.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I like want to play it. It makes me feel motivated. I want to know where the name came from.
The original name, though, was percentimals. Fraction, percent, decimals.
Yeah, that's a genius.
Percentimals. And I was like, I'm not going to come up with anything else. And I'm not going to change it. Then you were like, the keywords will get you clicks and sales and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. Decimal fraction math facts is just a big keyword that I got from his, website, SpyFoo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's look at this.
Let's look at that.
So what would you think would be the right name for something like this?
Just like a fun little thingy.
Like Math Facts or something like that.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, is that Math Facts gets 7,100 searches per month on Google. Now, we don't really know what the App Store searches, but what does decimal to fraction get?
Okay.
183,000 searches.
Yes.
Yes. And this proves to be true when you look in the App Store. Yeah, they've got basically like a keyword planner, if you will, where you see the number of searches. So you run a few ads and get the data, and the data shows that this is the right keyword, decimal fraction. This is ultimately where that name came from. A little bit of keyword
Decimal fraction plus math facts equals money.
Look,
searches, clicks.
The kid gets it. It's kind of impressive. I don't know, man. I'm impressed by you. Like, you know everything about everything. I can't believe you still remember all the commands. Okay, what we got? Oh, look at this.
There it is.
This is your app in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are beautiful screenshots, and you use some software to build these, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it's called?
App screens.
App screens. That's right over here. Yeah, app screens is here. So we search for decimal to fraction. There's the organic result. Other keywords are in here. Convert decimals to fractions.
And the description uses as many keywords as possible.
Yep. This App Store search engine is sort of like a 2000 era, say 2002 era Google. It's mostly TF-IDF. Keyword density basically is what you want to optimize for in this engine. So this is something where I was able to help. If you guys want to see the keyword stuffing that goes on in here, it's just copy, optimize for what it needs to be optimized for. So one of the things that you had to learn, I thought that this was going to be the really difficult thing because it's kind of a boring thing that developers have to learn, especially when you're collaborating. And that is Git and GitHub. And here's here's your commits, and you can see exactly when you did all this work.
Jeez.
I know, pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, how complicated was learning Git for you?
It's actually really easy.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's so important for making an app is you can save your current stuff, where you're at a stopping point, and you can go back to that if you end up messing up in the future.
Super useful, right? I was working on my machine, and then we were working on your machine, and so we were able to sync up. And I actually thought I didn't want my precious code, the little nugget that I added, to get messed up. And so I wanted to make sure that it was source controlled. And it turns out, though, that he didn't mess anything up. He basically did a really, really good job of managing all that. And we wound up actually merging the code bases to make everything easier in the end. Okay, one of the things that's interesting is that you wanted to make it so that you were the publisher, right? And you see, as a 12-year-old, you actually can't even have an Apple developer account. I had to create my own Apple.
13.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You can have an Apple account at 13, but not a developer account.
Yep.
But the workaround is that we had to make an LLC for you.
Yep.
But we can't just make an LLC. We have to make an LLC with a DUNS number, and you have to be registered. You have to have an EIN.
Yeah.
So you're
I
legit.
don't know what that is.
But at least now it doesn't say Sawyer's dad.
Yeah, it used to say my Roberts.
Because I had to be the one that published.
Because you have to be the one that published.
Everything in the Apple ecosystem requires approval process, and usually it's about 48 hours. It's not as bad as you might think. Sometimes when you're dealing with Google, things can take a month. So it wasn't as bad as I guess it could be, but it's certainly not the same thing as publishing your website. Interestingly, one of the requirements was that you had to have a privacy policy and you have to have a website. And so here's your website.
Use Kline to make the website too.
Yep.
Kline's just the best, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I use Kline. I just made it just give me a basic little thingy that promotes my company. And then it gave me super weird taglines math facts, super fun and cool and amazing. And then I was just you know what? I'm going to change that manually because that's cringy.
Let's talk about the cringe because Sawyer doesn't want me to do my normal intro. Welcome everyone, I'm Mike Roberts, founder and CEO of SpyFu and RivalFlow. He feels like that's cringy. But when you're making a product, you have to sell yourself, right? You have to sell the product. You know?
Yeah.
Where's that line fall when you're 12 years old and like obsessed with cool?
Well, the thing is, it's just, I don't want to, like, introduce myself because you're here.
Oh, okay.
That's not supposed to be offensive by any means.
No, I understand.
It's, like, weird showing my parents the other side of me. You know what I mean? Like, my voice, my normal voice is, like, I'm talking with it right now, but I have a, influencer voice.
You have an influencer voice?
Kind of, yeah.
Can I hear your influencer?
I don't. It's just high-pitched like yours.
Yeah.
Kind of obnoxious.
I'll not listen. Go ahead.
No. In one of my YouTube videos, it's like one where I made a racing game with ChatGPT. Basically your voice. Don't feel like, oh, I'm so proud of my son for influencing him to do my voice. No. I just use that voice. It's like natural instinct to be.
It's a persona. Like you have who you are and then you have your stage you. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're doing stage stuff, they always want you to exaggerate a little bit. Like even if you're like dancing on stage or whatever, like I'm not a dancer. You just make everything bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's a good thing to learn. I'm glad that you have it. That's cool. I mean, I know you do.
It's awkward. It's embarrassing.
Totally understand. Let's talk about sales.
Oh, yeah.
You made some money with the sucker.
Oh,
How much money have you made?
$129.
And you launched it on
January 1st.
January 1st.
Tax
And you
purposes.
made $129 in sales.
Yeah.
So you're making about $100 a month on this thing.
Yep.
Here's the thing is that for my kids, one thing that I can do as a dad is I can make it so that making something entrepreneurial is always easier for them. Because that first $10, that first $20, that first $100 is like the hardest that you can make. Like anything entrepreneurial, I will 5x whatever they do. So like Sawyer actually, he makes 5 times his money for every sale that he makes.
Yeah.
So he makes $20.
So I actually have $645.
What was it like when you made that first sale to somebody that wasn't like somebody you knew? Remember that?
Yeah.
But where is it from? I think
Canada.
it's a Canadian.
Yeah. And I was just like, a person saw my app on the App Store and wanted the decimal diffraction math facts app to be on their phone. It was like, I feel important to this person. They're probably going to use it and they're probably going to like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good feeling, right?
Yes.
Like kind of like one of the best feelings that there is. Yeah. Like that feeling of creating value in the world and putting something out there.
Useful.
Yeah, baby. That's it. That's the feeling, right? You actually are useful. Like, and especially as a grown man, that's my purpose. Like to actually make things be useful to people. Like you bring products to market, you spend a lot of time doing it, but then why? Right? And it's really that feeling of being useful, create value for others. It's like the real meaning of life.
And like, even if the person that bought my app just saw like the screenshot of my face on the thing and was like, I'm gonna support this kid because he's a kid. Even if he got it just because I'm a child, it still, it felt meaningful.
But I don't think that was the case. You'd get that a lot more if you were doing the candy sales or like selling lemonade. Nobody buys lemonade on the street corner because they're thirsty. They buy lemonade on the street corner because there's kids sitting on the street corner and everybody wants to encourage them. But when you're putting something out there on the internet, that's a much more level playing field. The value that you're creating is real, You kind of deserve some benefit of the doubt. I didn't actually have the internet when I was your age. I did entrepreneurial things, like lots of things. I traded gemstones at Pike Place Market.
You sold Mortal Kombat moves.
I sold Mortal Kombat moves. I had a coffee shop out of the back of my car when I was like roughly Finley's age. Well, a little older, right?
Sure.
But I'd always get sort of the benefit of the doubt because I was like young, but you really aren't getting much of that. And so it's actually even more of an accomplishment. Like the thing is, Sawyer, you've published this. You're literally an actual professional developer and entrepreneur at the age of 12. And there's a historical record right here in GitHub to prove it. When you're 18 or 16 or 30, you'll be able to say, look, I've got actually this amount of experience. I literally published my first app to the App Store.
Resume.
Yeah, that goes on your resume for sure. Legitimately. When you get your actual iPhone 16, will you unbox it on camera?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And come back and share it with the audience?
Yes. I'm going for the Pro now.
You're going for the Pro?
I only need like 15 more sales, really.
15 more sales, guys. You're going to achieve that goal one way or another?
Oh, yeah.
And when you do,
I will.
that phone will be your phone.
Yeah, everybody else's phone is their mom's phone. It's not their phone.
That's right. No, it's like making fun of your iPhone 6.
Yes.
It's their mom's phone.
I mean, maybe some of them, but probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do is buy it. Only 15 people need to buy this, and then I will be happy.
Well, hey, listen, son. Sawyer, founder and CEO of Soy Sauce Labs.
Is that what you're gonna call it from now on?
Yeah.
Founder and CEO of Soy Sauce Labs, come over here.
That's right. This is actually how podcasts work. You go on, talk about lessons you've learned, your struggles, you sort of plug your business, and then somehow we wind up working mine in as well. We talk about Spy Fu on here, talk about AI.
It's just working together. Just it's a good thing for both of us.
That's it. That's how it is.
Gets you sales, gets me sales. Just saying. If people are making an app and trying to come up with a name, Spy Fu,
That's right, guys. That's it. It works.
It's worked.
It's worked.
Well.
Yeah.
And also app screens. I promoted app screens.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
And I also promoted Kline. I'm just giving everybody gifts.
That's it. Oh, you know what we got to do? When we publish this, we'll tag app screens and we'll tag Kline. I mean, because what a demo for Kline.
What? Yes. Yes, they will literally put that in a short.
Yes. I mean, they should.
And they will have every single one of their workers buy my app.
I think so. I mean, honestly, that was pretty epic.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for joining me in our house at my desk. And it's been a real pleasure to have you on. You really rose to the occasion. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thanks for coming.
Wait.
That's what we do in business. We shake hands.
What if it's like a Zoom call?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate you watching, and it's gonna take a. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.